star power here, even with both world champion players not making it over.
That's true.
All right, there's the early Annie ban, though, coming out. Very, very popular. And special, no stranger to Annie either.
No Rek'Sai for Rush either, so gonna see who hates on what here. Quas, he had been playing a lot of mage tops by the end of the season. Lulu throughout almost the entire playoffs. No Lysandra for him. No Rebel for Rux, one of his better champions as well.
So I'm seeing Gnar still up and Janna both still up here.
Sivir as well is kind of the top contested AD
So the
carry.
thing is about Sivir, I really do like her. She's extremely strong right now, but there are a lot of things you can pick into her, and I don't like picking her that early. So I don't think Sivir is really a first pick style champion.
Yeah, I liked what TSM did, where they actually went for Jinx Janna, where they hit her from outside of range. Sivir can't spell shield Janna shielding someone for bonus AD, so you get really easy trades in that one. Cassidy going away means maybe LeBlanc is something that these guys want to consider here.
A lot of focus.
Rush, so 2 focuses.
Look at this focus on Rush here, though, from Team Liquid.
Really early playmakers.
Yeah, they're definitely worried about him. There's still definitely plenty of junglers up that can be early playmakers. Jarvan, of course, everyone's go-to at the moment.
Sure.
Definitely going to be a high priority, but I can't ignore the Gnar, so we'll see. One team is going to get 2 of these, probably pick up the Janna in another.
Wow, it is. Xiao Xiao. First game back in the new season, 4 new teammates. They ban away the counter pick and give him a first pick LeBlanc.
All right, so you talk about Xiao Xiao just, being on his own and being able to do whatever he wants. LeBlanc is a perfect champion for that.
Exact champion.
So, get an early sweeper, try and control vision around mid lane, and Xiao Xiao can easily take it over if you give him any amount of room to move around.
All right, Phoenix, welcome to the LCS. How are you going to beat up Xiao Xiao's LeBlanc here? Liquid wanted him.
All right, there it is.
The best guy for the job.
So there's the Janna plus Gnar means that they are focusing on jungle in bans, however, not early picking that jungle. So really, Rush, it doesn't seem like he'll be too heavily affected by this, and they don't even feel like rushing into a jungle pick there. I didn't even mean to do that.
Yeah, okay, sure. Well, looks like they're going to hover over whatever they think is important here. Sivir, I feel like, is a bit rough against Janna, but they're going to go for it anyway, and Vi is the current hover, so they've got a lot of tools to engage fights for now.
Interesting. Okay,
Jarvan,
so, okay, Jarvan instead, but the early Sivir, without seeing the AD carry, I mean, there's so many things you can pick. You can dodge the boomerang with some champions like Vayne. Vayne's good against her. Or you can even just go Tristana, right? And just outscale and wait for that late game. Tristana is not punished by Sivir in the lane phase.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how that matchup ends up working out. Tristana certainly can't do anything to her because, she can spell shield the E, she can spell shield the R. Sivir has a field day there.
Basically, just go even, and you still hit that breakpoint with Trist. I mean, yes, Sivir can chase down a team.
You just got to be careful about your mid game where Tristana has this big trough. I don't want to personally commit to it being a hard counter, but I do agree with you that late game that Trist is going to destroy some people. Team Liquid going to make their choices. 10 seconds to go.
Oh, heavy support.
More Lulu going to come in. Lulu mid's been really popular of late, actually, outside of North America. And, man, they might be setting up for that Trist after all, because, I mean, look how many buffs they're going to have for an AD carry.
Yeah, heavy support-style champions locked in here for Team Liquid. So they're going to need a hyper carry, and also Quas will probably build at least 1 damage item for Gnar.
I like how Adrian's hovering over AD carries. What if it's top lane LeBlanc and we're running double AD after all? We're back to the old curse ways. Not that I really expect that though.
That would be a really, really tough lineup to run into a squad as solid as Team Liquid have, just because they have a frontline tank and so many shields.
Yeah.
If you run only damaged champions like that are squishy without a point man, it's really hard to crack through this squad Team Liquid have.
I guess Adrian just likes hovering over marksman, basically. That's his, some people hover over Teemo, and then the crowd chants lock it in. He just hovers AD carries and trolls me. I get excited every time I see one. Thresh.
You are just committed to being an AD carry main, huh?
Hey, man, you talk about every jungler possible. You're like, what am I most excited for the season? Saint Vicious and Rush.
Okay.
To be fair, there is going to be Aurelia versus Gnar. I believe it's the 3rd time in 4 games we're seeing that matchup opted into. We want to play Aurelia into the matchup. Thresh will be here for Adrian. Here's the Impulse lineup. Yeah,
it will be that point woman instead to have Aurelia be the one go in. So Sivir speeding up everybody. So the speed buff does benefit LeBlanc just like it does everyone else. Assassins of any type, whether it's mage or AD, LeBlanc definitely benefits from repositioning.
Sure.
Let's see if he can pick anybody off, though, because as we said, I really like this Team Liquid squad as a 5-man group. It's very, very sturdy so far. Now, which AD carry are they going to put this weight on? Because, I mean, this is their sub player. And yet, this team, a lot of the damage is going to be coming from
all the damage
sub
comes
player.
from him. Are you serious? It's Kog'Maw. That would be an option. So now Thresh is pretty scary to be Kog'Maw against, I'm going to say. Janna can't like push that lane around. Like, she's a hook bait. Kog'Maw's hook bait. This is very tricky. This is a lane, by the way, that I think Impulse can absolutely win the 2-on-2 on. This is the intended lineup here. They built the team around Xiao Wei Xiao. This is the duo lane they wanted. If they win lane, I don't see how Team Liquid wins.
I mean, yeah, you mentioned just the lane matchup, but I guess I'm going to talk about the jungler again.
Sure.
Jarvan is great against Kog'Maw, too.
Oh, God, yeah.
He can't get out of the Cataclysm here. So if he gets locked up, then he'll be easy pickings for Xiao Wei Xiao inside that Cataclysm. But really, as we said, it's going to be about how effectively can Team Liquid's front and mid line defend this Kog'Maw. They've got a lot of pressure on their substitute player here, Keith McBrief, and we'll see if he can perform.
You know what I feel like happened? No one notified them they had a sub playing. They're like, guys, we have Season 3 World Champion Piglet. He's one of the best AD carries in the world. Let's build the team around him. Okay, we don't have Piglet. Let's build the team around him.
Yeah, or they had no time to practice.
Yeah, one of the others. But hey, you know what? The comp's going to be fun. We'll see how it goes. It's one of the old Dignitas standbys as well. While the players load their digital avatars into the virtual battle arena we affectionately call the Rift, submit your internet votes for who you think will electronically win this match.
Yeah, tweet that hashtag TIPWin or hashtag TLWin to @Aloha Esports, and we'll be checking back throughout the game to see how you're voting.
And we got to see a lot of great playmakers here can beat up on that Kog'Maw. Irelia getting ahead, LeBlanc getting ahead, Sivir Thresh winning the lane matchup. I've been wrong on every single prediction today, but I still think it's rough for Team Liquid.
I think it's really interesting because Team Liquid are going with the squad that benefits a lot from grouping up. And TIP, the squad with the multiple languages they have to work around and
smart ping.
Talking about relying on individual skill, they've gone with a bunch of champions where you rely on your individual skill and you can make your own plays.
Yeah.
So everybody on Team Impulse here has the ability to make their own plays with these champions, and if one of them does get ahead, they can help carry other sides.
Well, you know, that's what they said about the name change in the first place, is they wanted to kind of honor the LMQ legacy, but at the same time, didn't want to keep the name.
Impulsive bunch.
Yeah, they just made a bunch. It's like, yeah, we're all impulsive. We're just going to go do things by ourselves, so we're Team Impulse. Jarvan impulsively stabbed himself in the foot.
Rush making the calls already.
And they got a recall away from the brush. They want to dodge the trinket. 3 of them do so. Xiao Wei Xiao shows himself. No big deal.
Trying to not give away any unnecessary information.
Yeah, no
to
deep
the
wards.
enemies. Now, the other thing about running a Nunu jungle is you always want to run Nunu jungle with strong lanes that you can rely on. So they do have solo lanes here. As we said, Dominate has been put in a lot of practice with these two guys. They're substitutes in the bottom, so maybe he'll spend more time up on this side of the map. Gnar, definitely strong lane. Lulu early can also shove in and help out with any type of control that Dominate wants to get down. Probably see Nunu get into that early Sightstone and control vision to keep Rush down and try and tell where he will be moving so that he can notify lanes ahead of time.
And right now, just the lane freeze. Of course, a very smart choice by Team Liquid. Same thing here for Impulse. They'll, of course, make the freeze happen. Yeah, you walk up. You actually could pull the wave a little bit longer and make it group.
Yeah.
That would actually further kind of boost the freeze potential.
He got them to focus on a single minion, though. That's really the goal. As long as you can get your minions to focus on a single target, they will start pushing against you.
Especially when Quas are duo jungling. But it's actually Dominate who's mostly soloing stuff by himself. He took, I think, the Raptor camp. And now Quas is joining in here.
An early recall here by Xpecial to grab an extra pink ward and head on up to see if he can make something happen and defend their blue side. Interesting.
Or Adrian. So, Trinket ward over the wall.
Excuse me.
No, yeah. Early pink ward. Okay, interesting. So he's pinking the weak side of the map, but he's intending to 2-on-2 himself plus Rux.
So
that is going to be 2 buffs
this is ridiculous. We had a lane swap, and neither team started in the enemy jungle. Both teams on their own side jungles with the lane swap. And it actually worked out for both of them because they both had the exact same game plan.
And Quas is a big Gnar, and that's going to be happy. So, interestingly enough, we're just going to have the very standard buffs grabbed in a 2-on-2 lane. A power R2 weak one being Aurelia up there, but Keith always has to be afraid of getting stunned, I suppose.
The other side effect of lane swaps, usually the mid lane has a little bit more of a lone time. However, standard jungles here, they will have to worry about the 4-minute pressure as usual.
So we'll see when the first recall's going to be coming in. Rush a bit low on health, he takes down his camps. Pink Ward makes sure he stays safe as he goes through his jungle. So far, we will go into the laning phase. Now, this is actually really nice. They actually broke the freeze right here. Rux pushing really aggressively alongside Adrian. He's going to make sure that the ganks aren't too easy. They go together to ward. Should be able to watch Dominate's ganks pretty nicely. And to be fair, it's not like Nunu into this lane is a great gank power anyway.
No, indeed. And Dominate is one of those guys that always used to max consume first. I'll keep track, see if he is doing it this time around.
2 Ice Blast so far.
And now he's got double Ice Blasts. Just hit that level 4. So he has opted to not go with his old standard route.
He's going for the early Trailblazer, though. I was really hoping I was going to see Poaching Smite.
Oh, God. After you guys were talking about
No. I'll still defend it, man. There's a chance.
He did get his ward down first, though. So he's got the early jump on Rush here. I mean, he won't be able to get a whole bunch done, but he is going to be able to assert his jungle dominance.
Oh, man. He popped the Raptor buff and didn't lose anything for it. Nice.
That is a win.
Yeah.
Small win, but a win nonetheless.
And Rush, like, with really good ward control, look at that. That's one of the ideal wards to have the, not actually the brush around the blue buff, the choke point near it. You actually reveal a lot more terrain that way. And you can virtually guarantee that you spot out where the enemy jungler is, if he's ever on bottom side.
Yep. You only really need about 2 wards on each side of the jungle. So 1 trip, you can cover both sides here. He's also started with his Stalker's Blade, so if he does see the opportunity for a gank, he will have the option of the extra slow from the Smite. It's also, I mean, really where Stalker's Blade got so popular is with these skill shot junglers. Jarvan, Lee Sin. I mean, the slow is much less than it used to be, but it still makes it much easier to land your EQ, which is all of Jarvan's power. You hit the EQ, then you're going to win. If you don't hit the EQ, then you're in trouble.
Yeah, you're virtually guaranteed to force a flash out of this one. If they don't have it, then they're going to be in a really bad spot. Xiao, nice pink ward here. I love these pink wards. I feel like they're so hard to defend in solo queue, but in competitive, they last forever. You put it on your side of the mid lane brush. LA doesn't watch ganks, but you pretty much ensure they can't ward either.
Definitely a very popular one. That's why a lot of people have started putting their normal wards up on the other side of that little wall on mid lane to see inside. Just some CSing for both sides so far. Xiao with a small lead, plus some extra minions to pick up here. So he does hit level 6 first, fairly early here as well. Adrian trying to control this mid lane vision. Everything around mid lane is going to be very important to see if they can get this LeBlanc roaming.
And yeah, to be honest, I think it's a really good choice because they're going to really want the playmaking potential. Honestly, so many champions have the ability to do so. And I think it is disassemble this team comp early. It's great for them.
Yeah, basically, if TIP can attack Team Liquid in small skirmishes before they're able to group up, before they're able to make use of all these buffs that they have with these support-style champions, then that's where Team TIP are going to get a lot of their power from, striking early while they're split.
And Xiao's been trying to do that all laning phase. He's up 14 CS over the Lulu. Gigantic lead, bullying his opponents around as best he can. He's actually the minion leader while harassing his opponent down. Fight in the mid lane, though. Phoenix really low. Hexes him. Tries to run away. Xiao, if he has another spell up, he might get him. Oh, 1 hit away.
So he does draw the flash from Phoenix, as well as ultimate. And it's going to make it rough for him to stick around. Xiao really wants to go for us, and he's calling the entire team, even with the wolf buff.
Wow.
Going to see them.
And there's the miss in the EQ. Rush, forced to run away. 1 hit from dead. I will dominate. Tries the root, the Ice Blast. First blood.
Little bit impulsive move there under the turret. Rush, we said if you miss EQ, then you're toast.
Well, kind of the opposite, though, when you're facing up against Nunu. He's been frozen. And out he goes back to the base. Now Quas 1v1. Now this is going to be really rough for Apollo because Hyper is crazy.
Not very close though.
I think he might have to flash in this one. Oh, Pop Steal. He's got a counter get coming. Here's the TP. Quas nearly Mega Gnar. He will have the ulti in a couple seconds. Can he transform in time? Keep himself alive? No, he doesn't do it.
What a save from Rux there, coming in with the teleport, able to turn around Quas's aggression. Not only save the AD carry, but even out the kills here and turret pressure. Let's see what Team Liquid can do with the teleport advantage, though, because you always have to worry about that. We're getting to the point in the game where you can take these dragons.
Yeah, and if Rux stays up there, then he's not going to be able to join his fight.
Thing is, trading an early turret, I value the early turrets more than the early dragon. So
yeah.
He actually wouldn't really want to teleport down to dragon. Doesn't have to burn it. He's just going to walk back to the top lane. Doesn't want to give up any extra damage on it.
So Quas should be in this matchup in almost equal power. He's down a kill, but the CS and levels are about the same. So we'll see how that duel goes in. Again, people have liked playing Irelia in this matchup. And we're going to see now it actually starting with proper farm.
And the thing is, the kill that Rush gave away, the first blood money, all went to dominate to Nunu. And Nunu already had his Sightstone. So really, Nunu's just going to get more tanky with that first blood and a bit more annoying. But it won't really change the way that this game is flowing.
Right.
Meanwhile, the kill that they answered with was a solo lane kill, Irelia, which is actually going to impact that top lane a bit more heavily.
Oh, good hook on special. Only level 4, but there's teammates coming in. The flash, Ice Blast. Adrian's going to get knocked up as well. Boomerang Blade doesn't do much. Nice slow from everyone. They're layering so much damage. Dominate secures a second kill.
So it wouldn't have mattered, but Adrian threw his shield, the lantern, over to his AD carry, even though Adrian was the one getting focused. So could have had a little bit extra shield. Definitely would have died anyway. But seemed like maybe he just wanted Apollo there to try and help him fight off the attackers. That's going to be Dragon Control, though. This Nunu that did get first blood money, extremely easy for him to tank it. And they're going to claim this one uncontested.
Yeah, consume only. Pretty easy grab. Nicely done there. 30 bonus gold for securing Dragon. Extra incentive to smite properly. And there we go. Team Liquid looking quite nice.
Yeah.
Of course, no monetary value for the Dragon, but they get that power.
Insane ward control over bottom side, too. As Dominate spent a lot of time over there, he emptied his Sightstone on this bottom side of the map. Plus, they have the Dragon pink ward. Pretty much all the south side here is Team Liquid area. See what Rush can do, though. Clears out that mid lane pink ward.
Wow, nice hex by Phoenix. Xiao Xiao. Forced to jump away. Doesn't finish the route either. And it makes sense. You're talking about the all the ward control bottom side, of course. They are just playing around Keith McBrief as much as they possibly can. Good ward, good hop back by Xiao.
Yeah. Don't lose sight of the game plan here for Team Liquid. They are all about the stage where they get to group up with each other. When Nunu starts to get buffing that Kog'Maw, when Lulu gets to start buffing the Kog'Maw, when Janice gets to start. Well, she's already started. Yep. But all of those shields on 180 carry will be magnificent. Probably about the time he finishes his Trinity Force is really when we'll see Liquid start making their aggressive moves. As of right now, they're very happy to go even.
And also, I guess you can keep in mind, Lulu, hold on, Phoenix taking some good damage. Nice route, Xiao backs on out. But Lulu, mid lane Lulu especially, actually has a decent amount of power early game. It's really late that she falls off and stops dealing meaningful damage, but like at the Morellonomicon or Athene's level, she's got plenty.
Yeah, and people really do, I feel like, underestimate the damage that Lulu does bring to the table. Especially once she gets her Lich Bane, it does help her late game scaling, adding that extra artificial scaling to her kit. Mid lane, though, under attack.
Heavy push on it. Nice knockup by Phoenix. Still getting aggressed upon, though. Dominate shows up, though. Rush with the ulti does pick up the kill, but Absolute Zero puts I Will Dominate on a killing spree.
So Dominate is welcoming Rush to North America with open arms. Killing him twice already. This time, though, CIP were successful with the mid lane kill, and they were able to take down Phoenix.
We're seeing Rocks just continue to try to bully around Quas as well.
Ramifications of that teleport kill really showing up there now.
Yeah, I say Rux is a player I do respect quite a lot. When he joined the LCS the first time, it was support, filling in for Elements, way back in 2013 for Team Curse. And I feel like he's like the best top laner in NA, not in the LCS. This game notwithstanding, he's not on any of the starting rosters normally. And, you know, he's really making a good name for himself so far.
Well, he's definitely put in his time. This guy has played League of Legends for a very long time and played League at a competitive level for an extremely long time. Quas, though, handling his own, now in mini Gnar form. Easy for him to poke.
having a really rough time hiding as far back as he can, stacking a lot of armor, which doesn't necessarily matter against Aurelia's W. Mega Gnar is available, though. No gank pressure coming in. There's all these opportunities for, like, if Nunu or Jarvan had shown up, like, maybe that fight gets turned around. But right now, farming game top lane.
Yeah, I would expect the team to be making the moves right now to be Team Impulse. They're trying to clear a path, too. You can see what they're looking for here. Adrian as well as Rush are trying to clear out vision on this top side to make an opening. But they're having a very hard time keeping up with Dominate, with the early Sightstone, just dropping them everywhere. And it's really hard to push Nunu out of that vision game. Mid lane under attack.
Yeah, they're getting jumped on. Rush comes in. Nice knock by the Phoenix. Good ulti as well for himself. Rush, one hit from dead. There's the damage. And Phoenix claims one, but Dominate in turret range. Good Jono trying to keep the team safe. Apollo on the wings, but really has nothing to kill with just a BF sword and a pickaxe. So he's going to back on out. 1-0. Rush having a really slow start.
Yeah, he's having a hard time here. As we said, solo queue jungling is completely different from competitive game jungling. Especially when you're against Nunu. Here goes Xiao Xiao, though.
Dominate's got to be careful. The hooked on in, takes a whole bunch of bursts, but the shields keep him nice and afloat. Ruck's knocked up, forced to take the lantern after a flash.
Flashes to it.
Yeah, he had to. Team Liquid doing a great job mid-game.
So we mentioned that Team Impulse are a team that's really strong at picking people off and using that mobility and the earlier damage of their team. However, you don't want to be picking off the Nunu. That's a good hook on the Phoenix, though.
Yeah, he blows through his shield, takes a fair bit of damage, but there's just no mana or cooldowns really left for Impulse to do much about it.
Anytime that we see Team Impulse dumping mana or cooldowns into Nunu, the team fight that comes after is going to go very poorly for them. Yes. Because that's exactly what Dominate wants. He wants to annoy them as much as possible so that they end up focusing him right before a team fight.
Right, and keep in mind that really, just to kind of hammer your point home, they don't have what I'd consider a conventional AD carry. Sivir's sustained DPS is one of the lowest among all that typically play the role down there. She's no Tristana, she's not even a Caitlyn. The W goes on cooldown, you no longer have any steroids left. Aurelia's W is a similar situation. You get about 6 seconds to attack, and it goes away. LeBlanc, burst-based mage. Like, you blow those initial cooldowns on Nunu, there is no damage left over. It's very real. Not even ultimate space, just their regular cooldowns. There's no damage after the blow. Yeah,
that's why we're really highlighting the hit fast and hit hard here for Team Impulse. They have not been able to catch anybody out of position, though. They have established vision control of the top side, though. Maybe they'll be able to make a play up there. So far, though, Team Liquid have been avoiding it. They've just been sticking to lanes, farming up, waiting for the point where they can group. Kog'Maw's hit his point, got his Trinity Force right now, so they may make a move on the next dragon. 8 seconds left on that one. Gnar does not have teleport, neither does Aurelia, but we already see the move here from Quas. Yep. Trinity Force means they definitely want this one.
Perfect by Quas. Pretty tanky as well. It's got most of Randuin's Omen. Blue Trinket used by Apollos as well. We know it's alive, guys. But Liquid actually wants mid lane instead. Nice.
All right, so Nunu plus Janna is ridiculous for mowing down turrets. See if they get any opening here. They can do a lot of damage very quickly.
Oh, they zone out Rux. Nice hop over the wall. Great slows from Quas. The engage comes in. Phoenix forced to back up. Rush gets a stun onto Quas. Or Rux, sorry. Rush forced away. I mean, there's just no tank line yet.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they burned a little bit of a cooldown here in the Lulu ultimate, but they took so much damage here on their front line. The Jarvan and the Aurelia, who are not tanky. These are damage-dealing champions at the moment, all building offensive.
Oh, Flame Miss is going to think Phoenix going to be all right here. But exactly, you have a couple of early power spike champions against people that have not built tank stats. You're seeing it really easily here. A lot of poke on the rocks. Nice little sword for Dominate. Get what they can for this one. Again, just backing out over and over again. When they get up low enough, eventually that turret or that dragon will fall.
Yeah, some more chunks taken out of the front line here.
Oh, Keith, that was greedy.
That was bold. Very bold.
Get no flash. That was just straight greedy. Special low on health. Has to flash away. Pops the ult to heal. Nice boomerang blading special. Still one hit from dead. Dragon dealing even more damage. He's helping.
Xiao, see if you can move around the outside here. They cut him off. Team Liquid really fumbled that. I feel like they had the opportunity to make a huge play. Tried to go mid, burned a bunch of cooldowns, and they end up getting shoved off.
Oh, the Hex again! Phoenix keeps the team afloat, gets the kill on the Quas. Mid lane cannot fall. Out you go, Team Impulse.
There's that impulsive solo move. Xiao does cost his team the mid turret as well as going down. They have to give up the mid lane pressure, so both teams have a couple fumbles here, and no objectives taken.
Really nice by Phoenix, I gotta say. Ran magic with his glyphs, plus went the Athenes early. Really just hammering home. Look, I need to just not die. Extra ability power, not that important, but surviving LeBlanc is a big deal. And he managed to pretty much never give up kills because of that.
Yeah, not only are they picking supportive champions, but they're building that way as well.
Yep.
Gnar with no damage early. Nobody with any damage early except for Kog'Maw. It's enough though. Take the dragon. They're going to lose some damage on mid lane here. See if that turret actually does end up going down, so an even trade. Actually, I almost favor the early turrets at this point.
I do too. And then getting your items in there, and actually Team Impulse holding a gold lead because of all this, despite being down 3 kills. Rather impressive by them. And we're going to see some, honestly, better items coming from them. They, of course, need those items for their tank stats up.
Well, Silver's also been sitting on that Avarice Blade for a little while here, trying to work on Infinity Edge, almost enough to combine. Turret defense, though, going to be a little bit of work for him.
Flash play for Adrian. Box him in as well. Knock up on a Quas. Exhaust there onto Rush. Dominate's going to go down, though. That is a kill for the turret. Phoenix nearly rooted, but Rux is flanking in. This is bad. Flash for Phoenix. There's a jump in. First kill picked up. Now he goes on to Keith, who's been exhausted. He is sure to die, and Team Impulse finally find a good fight.
What a value teleport there from Rux. Ridiculous. The team did not see him coming. Liquid was completely trapped. They're like, oh, good. We're going to kill Rush again. We got him under the turret, and Rush even was able to ultimate dominate this time and get a little bit of vengeance. But Rux coming in, closing the door on them. No escape for Team Liquid. Now, once again, they're faced with, okay, we have this teleport advantage, but there's not really very many objectives on the map for up to take. So it's going to have to be, you know, Quas teleporting into some sort of lane gank or something to turn around a skirmish.
Xiao wants a little monster, why not? But Quas does some good damage in the meantime. Throws a boomerang. Hut! And out she goes.
Hut! Teemo's not in the game. What are you doing?
2, 3, 4.
Top lane shoved up there by Rux, getting his extra gold after his job well done mid lane. Bunch of minions for him. Looks like Keith will be the one sent up. No surprise there that they want him to be the one cleaning up those minions.
The one thing they really have to keep in mind, though, one thing that went wrong in the last fight is the fact that Special's ultimate was down when they sieged in for that turret, and so when the engage came in, the big disengage button that they need because there is no mobility on this roster.
Yeah. Also, the problem is, if you allow Rux to get that teleport in completely behind your team, even in Janna Ultimate, it's only going to buy you a few seconds. You're still pincered in. They can still re-engage on you. Rux doing a lot of work here.
Getting in the way, the slow doesn't hit everyone, just misses Rux there. He's going to back away, but there's an ulti burned all the same. Oh, in comes Sivir. They want this one. Nice Janna ult, but will they keep going? Rush goes in by himself. Low on health. Can they do enough? Dominate with a zoning ultimate. Will stop some people out. Rush goes down. Phoenix one hit from dead, but he actually escapes now. Keith jumped on the shield, keeps him alive. Rux one hit from dead, and here comes Gnar. Quas making it happen. That's a 3 for 0.
They finish off nobody. Rux commits into the middle of that fight, or Rush commits into the middle of the fight to try and hold them there, but Phoenix surviving on sub 100 HP, and nobody goes down. So that's a big turnaround here for Team Liquid.
Oh!
Cleanup duty unsuccessful for Xiao.
Even though he's got a sweeper, no cleanup duty.
All right, so let's take a look at how this happened. So remember the teleport discrepancy. Quas is going to be able to enter here. Rush did get a lot of Rux did get a lot of damage early. There's the disengage, and he commits because he's like, okay, we have him outnumbered. We got a lot of early damage. Not able to finish off Phoenix here, and Keith gets away from Rux, Xiao, and Apollo with the Sivir ultimate, all chasing him.
Yeah,
he has to burn all the summoners to do it, but well worth it.
Absolutely worth it. The Nunu ulti, even though Aurelia has tenacity, you walk through absolute zero, it's not going to affect you at all. So. Or it's going to affect you full power, I should say.
And that's what we were talking about from the very beginning. It's this Team Liquid. They're all about grouping up as 5 so they can use those support abilities to buff each other up, protect the Kog'Maw.
Yep. Beautiful stuff here. And Keith, 0-1 and 5. The weird thing is, he's only got assists. He's got more than a support player.
That's less than ideal, but all of these support players, they're just putting out as much damage as they can. You know, they're spamming their abilities. They don't expect to get those kills. They're just trying to do it as much as possible.
Yep. And so far keeping them a kill lead for themselves. Equal in turrets here. Well, not anymore. Another one went down. But red buff steal is going to be nice. Keith having even more kiting tools. But health regen on top of that one. And life is okay. So Team Liquid slowly but surely with a a replacement AD carry, and you would imagine he wouldn't be as good as Piglet, but he's so far doing quite nicely.
Well, they're giving him all of the buffs that they possibly can. They're like, okay, you're the support player, you're coming in, we're going to help you out. Give you everything that you could possibly wish for as an AD carry. Now he's even got red buff. Bodes fairly well for them. Lulu does not have a teleport though, so he will not be able to make it up to this fight, and it's up to them to pull a 4-man defense. Thankfully, the thing about having one of these buff the Kog'Maw defensive team comps is that it's very easy for you to defend a turret as well, because you have Janna, she can just shield it. Even if they get a few straight shots off, you can also throw out the glitter lances and whatnot for wave clear.
Yeah, I do really like this team for that kind of situation. They have built themselves a lot of wave clear, a pretty good amount of AoE spells, and a nice frontline tank for them. So,
there is a timer though.
Yeah.
And time will run out if they are not able to pressure it before they get to the point where a LeBlanc plus Aurelia diving in just instantly destroys Kog'Maw.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. As he has his build on up, Dominate, takes a bit of poke, Ice Blast in. Dragon's up in 5 seconds. Both teams looking to control the area.
So Team Impulse really need to find a way to try and split up Team Liquid at this point. Grouped up as 5, it's ridiculously hard to get through Nunu and Gnar.
They've certainly been trying. Just a little bit of poke every once in a while from Xiao Wei Xiao. Notice he went Void Staff second, knows he has to get through the front line. Even an Aegis on the roster to make him just tankier. And Dragon up. Neither team's really able to go for it. They've got to get mid lane under control. Bot lane's actually pushing in toward Team Liquid here, which means a good rotation by Impulse means a tier 2 turret kill. Or it's resetting now, I guess. It was on that side of the map.
If Impulse could clear that one ward, they'd be in a very good position. But nothing left to clear it. Chased off of the Dragon positioning. And they're completely split up right now.
Rocks up from the side is going to get top lane pushed in, though. That's actually one thing to keep in mind, though. This Aurelia has teleport up, is very scary, has the Trinity Force done. And that's some pressure on that turret. Keith wants to get mid-tier 2.
They're trying to catch him as they swing mid here.
Rushing the side. There's the teleport in. There's the several. The flash play back in, but they only really catch Dominate with the hook. In comes Rush there as well. The team's there to support him. But nothing gets done for the teleport and the ultimate.
They take the Sivir ultimate. They take half of that tower HP. That's what we talked about. Melting turrets with a blood-boiled, Janus-shielded Kog'Maw. Very, very quick to output that damage. And now they know there's no Sivir ultimate for the re-engage. Makes it very easy for Nunu and Gnar to peel. Yeah.
They just go right for it. Of course, no one's going to take any damage from Dragon here. Consume's going to heal Dominate right back up. Just can these guys out. Kwasi's going to have his ulti. This is perfect. He's saving his Fury, right? There's the hit. Gets Big Gnar up. Says, all right, back out, guys. Consume Smite. And there's the fight. Jumps him all right back in. Flay back. Dominant loses the ultimate. Who really cares? Quas is tanky. Walks on back. Rush one hit from Dead Force to flash out. Great ult by Xpecial. No one takes any damage. I take it back. Phoenix nearly goes down. So much work done by Apollo here. Rux tries to get out. He's one hit from Dead. Dominate quite low, but no one can quite chase it. Quas now wants Apollo. Jumps on in. One more hit to go. The ulti gets it. Keith McBrief gets himself the third kill of the fight. Now Dominate chasing Adrian. Make that a 4-for-1.
So wow. I'm not sure how Impulse expected that fight to go, but they waited around until the Gnar had a fully charged bar, as well as the Dragon already going down. And when the Dragon went down, then the engage happened. That is the opposite of what they want to happen. Probably could have shoved up a side lane or something, try and trade objectives instead. Once you give up a Sivir ultimate and you give up positioning on Dragon, very, very hard to go fight through this team. As we said, the front line here for Liquid is extremely strong. And you could tell from the beginning of that fight. Watch the beginning here. Just look at Keith. Nobody attacks Keith for the first 5 seconds of this fight. So they just barely miss a hook, but then he gets to auto attack here, and he even runs up into the Cataclysm. The Cataclysm was not even cast on him, and he's able to run up that closely. Then they get a little bit out of position here. Very good boomerang from Apollo, cuts through the entire team. But again, they're not able to finish off the Kog'Maw, even without the summoner spells, and they're able to chase him down. Last shot, earning his spot as a sub.
Yeah. And I do like the choices made by Team Liquid here. Xpecial, basically second item, went for Talisman of Ascension. The thing about Sivir ulti is most of the speed is in the first 2 seconds. That's the
yeah,
big
and it
burst.
starts decaying.
Right, then it falls to like 15%, something kind of small. Talisman basically matches the initial high MS boost. Lets him disengage, honestly, very cleanly. You saw the difference in that last mid lane fight 3 minutes ago. Rux TP'd on the turret in the front lines, and it was easy for Liquid to walk back. The time before that, he TP's behind. Now there's no escape route. That's the big difference in what's making these fights happen. The difference between winning and losing is getting a flank, because running straight backwards is really easy for Team Liquid.
Plus, talking about move speed, that was the third dragon. So Liquid now have the extra dragon move speed, and that's going to help them tremendously in the next team fight. Make it all that much more easy for Keith to kite backwards. And whenever a team with the Nunu has control of the dragon stacks, it gets fairly scary, because they do have that...
Phoenix, though, taking a fair bit of damage. Rush is going to be here. Puts the ulti in, but he's still only a few hits from dead. There's the Chilling Smite. Rush very low on health. Xiao Xiao shows up. That should be a kill. It's one. Now can Quas kill the others? He's trying. Rux is low. The house doesn't quite land. And Rux is still running. One more attempt to throw it. Oh, he hits
Got him
him
with that one.
Good stun. House, he gets him.
What a prediction from Quas there. All right, now
isn't dying.
Can Xiao Xiao get out? Yeah, full tank Gnar here.
That's only a 1-for-1. That was a complete catch. Uh-oh, Quas in the wrong spot. Ulti's going to keep him alive. Big special. The superhero that they need is the one they deserve. Xiao Xiao off to the side. Jeez.
And it gives them control of the bottom lane, so they're going to shove again with the blood-boiled, Janna-shielded Kog'Maw.
That's a dead turret.
Yeah.
You got this one. Yes, I was right.
Freak the Prophet.
You taught me well. You gave me a lot of information.
Here comes Xiao Xiao, though. He's got blue buff, but he's got no backup. The ping's already here going down onto Baron as well for Impulse, making the call they need the vision. And this is a buffed up team with Nunu. Baron now much easier to take as well, so definitely have to worry about that threat. So Aurelia uses her cooldowns in, and she doesn't have much to finish off Phoenix, so it's a good thing Xiao Xiao came in. But Quas here, as we know, Rux does some fancy moves trying to dodge. Rush has no mana, so the Jarvan can't really help, and they just decide to abandon. Rux here walks into the last house. Quas with the prediction.
And of course, the entire rest of the team had been rotating down at that time, so the rest of that brawl happened, and no one much died.
Yep.
Xpecial is without his ultimate, though. That's, I think, the most important cooldown to track, actually, in the entire game, is can Xpecial disengage? Otherwise, you're not pushing Rux and Rush back.
Woo. They've got positioning once again, just running down mid. This is really bad for Team Impulse. Team Liquid making a strong move.
Not any great words, though. He has to go again onto the turret to teleport in. That's not going to get him anything done. Cooldown burn gets his done on Keith, though. They want to go in. Nice stop there, but there's the Cataclysm anyway. Janna ulti keeps Keith just barely alive at 1,000 health. Xiao Xiao is going to go down. That's a 1-for-0. Rux slowed down, gets knocked up. 1,000 health left on him, too.
And that's going to be mid-turret as well. They've got plenty of tanks to take this turret damage. Dominate, Sling and scratches back.
Yeah, why not? That's going to be inhibitor turret number 1, 30 minutes into this game. Now the inhibitor itself under fire, but the health bars are getting low. Can Team Liquid really stay at half health? Looks like the answer is no.
No, and you can tell, very, very frustrating for Team Impulse. They know what their goal is. They're trying to take out Keith, but since Team Liquid are this far ahead, it's almost impossible for them to get past that front line. So many answers. Janna knocking them back. Nunu and Gnar peeling. Even Jarvan's own Cataclysm is being used against him.
Just being rough. Rush. I keep getting those two confused. 1 and 5.
It is a little rough there.
Yeah, I know, right? It's not nice.
Alliteration is your friend.
Unless I get the names wrong, then I'm just kind of angry at it.
All right, Dragon came back up, though. That'll be number 4. And the team with the Nunu, since they currently have control of the map, even without vision, should go to Team Liquid here.
I'm thinking too, man. I don't even think...
So, TIP, they're making the call. We're going to wait until that very last moment, the last Dragon. Then we'll try and make our stand. Number 4 does go away to Team Liquid. They try and make the play for a turret in exchange, but Quas uses his teleport, no hesitation, able to save that one.
So now they kill minions faster. And the pushes get easier and easier and easier. And full tank Quas will actually kill turrets and minions to push the waves up pretty quickly. Rex goes for the red buff.
Don't need to fight over that. I mean, all really that Liquid care about right now is the next dragon coming up. They've got this such super tanky team, and once that team gets dragon, even though everybody didn't build damage, everybody still does a lot of damage.
That's true.
And they'll be able to push in.
So the waiting game for Team Liquid. Of course, an open inhibitor is a enticing siege target. So far, grouping up as 5 has worked for them. Xiaowei Xiao tries to make a play, dies for it typically. And then Team Liquid get to take an objective. Right now, they are staying pretty close to the mid lane. Blue buff quickly onto Phoenix. Some quick bookkeeping before they move on any farther. But the side lanes aren't too bad. The cooldowns are all up. And they got a lot of damage on their AD carry.
Oh. Pop the transformation there. Very small win. They now have an opening after he transforms back to Mini Gnar. But they're not being as proactive as they need to be. Setting up bush picks here, trying to clear more vision. They have done something that I do really like on the new patch, though, is leave one person with an upgrade. Uh-oh.
Nah, it's dominate. Who cares?
Oh, actually, it's the pink ward upgrade for Sivir on her yellow trinket.
Pink ward dropper? Okay.
Instead
I've
of
seen
the
a few of those.
regular green ward dropper. So the cooldown does get reduced, so you can move your pink ward a lot, but you can still only have one out on the map.
Right.
Does help with clearing, though, still.
And it frees you up the item slot in case you need to carry other types of wards in your inventory or other items.
And really, that's what this Team Impulse cares about, is clearing vision. They need to get a spot, a blind spot on Team Liquid to attack from. Otherwise, this squad is just going to steamroll.
And it's looking pretty grim, though. The steamroll has actually been gassed up pretty nicely. Rush forced to run away. Phoenix not quite able to slow him again. And out they go. Apollo zoning away with the boomerang. And honestly, Team Impulse have just not been able to make the individual picks that they need. Rush's initial ganks failed. Xiaowei Xiao was dominating the lane, but Global Gold came in and that stopped happening. And now without that much team fight power, unless Rux gets massive, even more so than he is right now, I don't see how they win a 5v5.
Oh, Gnar's getting a little frisky down here on Apollo.
Good stun, knocks him back. Apollo, nice lantern though. Adrian's gonna keep him safe. But that is an ulti burn. That is one of the major engage tools gone. In comes the push towards the inhibitor. LeBlanc on the side, Adrian pushing him back again. There's the attempt, Keith. Down to 2/3 health. The inhibitor goes down.
Team Impulse looking for a pick on the way out, but they have got to be very careful.
Mini Gnar, a lot of burst damage. Gonna be okay, but there's the re-engage. Again, the knockback by X-Special. Healing his team as best he can. Rux can't go in, and down goes the support. 1-for-0. Rush is slowed. Will it be 2? No, the Flag and Drag keeps him safe. Xiaowei Xiao also low. There's the kill. Phoenix makes it a 2-for-0 inside the base. Now, can they win it?
Yeah, so they look for a pick on the way out, but now they're giving up Nexus turrets for it. Team Liquid going to push on in.
I don't think this is going to be a defense that's going to be possible here, but maybe they're going to try just the same. Rux almost going down. Quas wants the kill, misses the hyper. There's the jump on in. Can't quite do it. Now Rush will indeed not fall. They actually get Phoenix back. It's a 1-for-0, actually. Team Impulse holding on right now.
I like that save. He will indeed not fall. Now he will indeed chase Quas.
And the knockup's going to be attempted. There's a slow, the chilling smite after the flash. Good boomerang. Rux is trying to chase down other stragglers. Easy slow. Good knockup. Hops off a dead turret. I don't know you could do that.
Got the boomerang slow. Oh, he wants to jump to a minion. They get the reset.
Another slow. There's Rush, and there's the shutdown. So suddenly, bad recall.
Baron is up. You don't want to chase around a Janna, because Janna can just disengage and run you around in circles forever. You need, okay, good. They've got the objective focus. Everybody's moving over to the Baron with the Sivir ultimate, immediately starting it. This is a risky move, but it's a very desperate move that they have to take here for Team Impulse. It's against a Nunu. There is no flash, though. Dominate does not have his flash. He's too far away, and they're able to grab it.
Wow, beautiful then. The overextension by Team Liquid, chasing kills onto the fountain. They failed for it. They lost 2 members in the chase. And that gives a Baron and a little bit of breathing room for Team Impulse. They're going to have Baron buff when this 5th dragon spawns.
And remember, that's what Impulse are looking for right now. They just need a little bit more time. If they can get the items that... Oop, here we go, back to Rux not dying indeed. It gets back to the fountain. Rush does go down to the. Oh, he doesn't go. He didn't go down to the house. So they fully saved everyone, and that's where the turnaround was. So very close there for Team Liquid. Almost able to end this one out, but now there's a new breath of life here for Team Impulse. With the Baron buff, it's very easy for them to shove lanes with those minions. However, they still have to be worried about getting poked out. Now with Baron buff not giving you regeneration, best strategy against fighting a team with Baron buff is to try and get some of that poke down on them. Yeah. So they do have to back off. Then you can clear the minions.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Otherwise, the melees take freaking forever to kill. The casters do more damage than you expect. The Team Liquid,
Number 5,
they
Dragon,
really want
by the way.
And look at that Rush at half health already. He does have a smite available, but no flash.
Ooh. So they're going to try and trade a top inhibitor for... Oh, no, he's got teleport. Aurelia has teleport. They might fight this one.
They're going to try. Dragon will die a bit slower. They've already got 4 dragons killed. Mega Gnar is here. TP comes there for Rux, but he's on the same side as the rest of his team. Quas's passive will slowly tick down. It's halfway.
Life, though.
Hook's going to miss. Rux right in there. Dominate and Quas at half. Keep low as well, actually. Liquid pretty low on health. John ults just to sustain the team. This is scary. There's no disengage. The knockback on Adrian. They set him on the wall. There's the ulti in, but Rush is in the back lines. Can they get the damage? Keith kites it away. 2 for 0. This is going to be Team Liquid picking up almost everybody. A 3 for 1. No way Impulse can stop this now. Xiao's going to try. Phoenix, 1 hit from dead. The bounce is not going to do it. Double kill for Keith. Make that another one. And they don't even want Dragon number 5. They want the base now.
Yeah, they want the Nexus. That's the way that you ultimately win the game, and they're going to push on in for it. Really nice fight there from Team Liquid. And I think that X-Special, using his Janna ult to heal everybody, baited in Team Impulse, because right after that, they engaged thinking, oh, knockback's not there, but everyone got healed back to full, and there are other means of peel. Congratulations to Team Liquid.
Absolutely great play here. The new sub in for Piglet. Big shoes to fill, and Keith McBrief, 6-1 and 11 in the Protect the Kog'Maw team comp. He was worth protecting.
Yeah, really well pulled off right there. Team Impulse had a nice opening as well.
Oh, yeah.
I almost thought that they were going to make the call to try and trade an inhibitor for the 5th Dragon and then see if they could hold on and try and defend double Nexus turrets, but you know, that teleport in from Aurelia, trying to stall them at it, pretty risky. They almost even winded out that Mega Gnar, but not quite.
Yeah, and that was the weird thing is, I think it was smart for Team Liquid to start the Dragon up, saying, guys, Mega Gnar's gonna run out. We need to force this fight to happen now. In retrospect, we always say hindsight's 20/20. Aurelia pushing top with a Baron buff maybe was the better choice. Then stop the ports. Maybe you get some of that base pressure here, but that 5th Dragon ticking time bomb, yeah, forced the fight when you knew the 5v5s weren't going well. The team comp wasn't even built to 5v5 well, to be honest, compared to what Team Liquid could do.
Makes you really scared. The 5th Dragon always hanging over your head. You never want to give it away. But we have seen teams win even when giving that up. So the option for trading, even if it is not the best trade for you, trying to get, if they were able to snag an inhibitor, yeah, maybe. But in the end, X-Special being able to pull off that Gen ultimate to heal everybody up and sort of bait Impulse into making that engage really paid off for them.
And hey, 0-1 and 16 on Janna. Perfect game for X-Special specifically. Gotta say, he did amazingly. Again, Keith McBrief did awesome as well. 17 KDA on him. Kog'Maw was worth protecting. I'm very surprised that they put so much trust in their substitute, and it did pay off for them. I also gotta give a lot of props to I Will Dominate. Come in there, first blood, this hyped up jungler in Rush.
Well, Rush he was behind 2 turrets.
So yeah, he made a misplay to be fair, but Dominate started this game out 3-0 and used that gold lead for an early sight stone, kept control of the game, and was that big frontline his team needed. Yeah.